Just a quick note before this video begins, this is like the most basic a jungle guide can get. Part 2 will be a little more advanced, and I'll be releasing that at some point in time. I have no idea. Get on with the video. Hey guys, what's up? Little Flipper here today, and today I'm going to be showing you a basic jungle guide. Today I'm going to teach you guys all the shiz. I'm going to show you what junglers to play right now, what and where are the jungle camps, and some basic jungle paths for you guys. And that's only a few things I'm going to be showing you guys today. Every single jungler in the game will start with one out of two of these simple starting item sets. The jungler will either start with a Hunter's Machete, refillable potion, and a warding totem, or a Hunter's Talisman, a refillable potion, and a warding totem. They both give you more experience from jungle camps, but the difference is Hunter's Machete gives you 10% lifesteal versus monsters, and Hunter's Talisman, whenever you hit a monster, it applies burn effects. Hunter's Machete, Hunter's Talisman, and all the items I will explain after this can only be obtained if you have the summoner spell Smite. For the rest of this video, items that you can only obtain if you have Smite, I will be referring to as jungle items. Both the Hunter's Machete and the Hunter's Talisman build into two different things. There is the Skirmisher's Saber, which gives you challenging Smite, and there's Stalker's Blade, which gives you chilling Smite. Normal Smite, the one that you get at the beginning of the game, can be used on a large monster to deal damage and heal yourself. The healing and damage is based on your level, same with the other two Smites. The difference between all the Smites is that only Chilling Smite and Challenging Smite can be used on enemy champions. Challenging Smite, if used on an enemy champion, will deal true damage to the target. If you use Chilling Smite on an enemy champion, it will slow the target significantly. The four items I'm about to talk about next can be built out of both Stalker's Blade and Skirmisher's Saber. I will now briefly sum up these four items. There is Enchantment Bloodrazor, the yellow one, which gives you a bunch of attack speed. There is Enchantment Cinderhulk, the green one, which gives you a bunch of health. There is Enchantment Runic Echoes, which gives you AP. And then there is Enchantment Warrior, the red one, which gives you AD. Chilling Smite is commonly known as Blue Smite because it turns your Smite icon blue, as well as Stalker's Blade background is blue. Same thing with Skirmisher's Saber, except for the color is red. There are a multitude of jungle camps in League of Legends, and here I will be showing you all of them. The one in front of you is the red buff, and like the name suggests, it does give you a buff when you kill it. The buff is, it boosts your health regen, and it applies a burn effect to anything attacked by you. It also is a large monster, so it can be smited. This is the Raptor camp. It has 6 raptors in total, and only the largest one can be smited. This is the Wolf camp. There are 3 wolves in total, and just like the Raptor camp, only the largest one can be smited. I forgot to mention that every jungle camp except for the Scuttle Crabs, the Rift Herald and Baron, and Dragon are mirroring each other on the other side of the map. These are the Scuttle Crabs. There are 2 of these on the map, one on the top side of the map and one on the bottom side of the map. These are large monsters, so they can be smited, and they are tied for the most XP given by Krugs and Gromp. This is the Gromp. It is a large monster, so it can be smited, but as you start attacking it, it has an attack speed increase, but as you start killing it, that attack speed will slow down. This is the blue buff. Just like the red buff, it does give you a buff, but this one greatly increases your mana regeneration and cooldown reduction. This is the Krug camp. Only the largest Krug can be smited, but this is one of the hardest camps to clear in the early game because each Krug, when it dies, it splits into 2 more Krugs until it gets to the level of mini Krugs. This is the Dragon Pit. It hosts 1 out of 4 dragons, and all of these dragons are epic monsters, so it will give your whole team a buff. I will cover more on this creature in part 2 of this video. This is the Rift Herald / Baron Pit. Both of these are epic monsters, and I will be covering more about these creatures in part 2 of this video. Now that you know about all the jungle camps, I'm going to be talking to you about what jungle camps to clear in the early game, also known as your first clear. Every jungler, except Kayn, will start on a buff. For beginners, it doesn't matter which side of the map you're on, always go to the buff closest to your bot lane. Your bot lane will help you clear that, and you'll get a really good first buff. If you're on the bottom side of the map, I recommend you do your red buff, then your wolves, then a Scuttle Crab, then your blue buff, and your gromp. That's a really good first clear. If you're on the top side of the map, I recommend you do your blue buff, your gromp, the bottom side scuttle crab, wolves, and your red buff. That's also a really good first clear. If you're someone like Master Yi or Kane who has an AoE ability, you can also add raptors to both of those clears. After you do one of those clears, you should get a gank off and then go back to base so you can spend some of your gold, and one of the second camps you cleared will already be back up by the time you get there. There are little icons that appear on both red buffs, both blue buffs, both scuttles, in the Baron Pit and in the Dragon Pit. If there is no icon, it means it will be spawning in more than a minute. If there's a gray icon, it means it will be spawning in less than a minute. And if there is a yellow icon, it means it will be spawning in less than 20 seconds. Now I'm going to be talking about some junglers to play right now. There are 3 main junglers that I would recommend to you right now. There is Master Yi, who is very cheap and in the free rotation right now, so you can try him out, and he's pretty easy to play. There's Jax, he's also in the free rotation right now, he's pretty easy to play, but he's a little more costly. And finally, there's Warwick. He is 450, so pretty cheap, but he's pretty hard to play, so I would recommend him last out of the 3. Clearing jungle camps isn't the only thing junglers do. Sometimes you have to execute a gank. In any of the lanes, a gank is simply getting behind the enemy champion and helping your laner kill the enemy laner. In the early levels, I recommend you have a buff when you're ganking. It's really good for damage if you have your red buff, and really good for that cooldown reduction to chase them down if you have blue buff. Map awareness is a great thing to have as a jungler. You need to be constantly looking at the minimap to see where the enemy laners are if you can pull off a gank, and where the enemy jungler is to see what level they are if you can counter jungle them, and all the shiz. That's all for today's video. Make sure to watch part 2 of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, bye-bye!